Hey everyone, so this is just an update on the filming for Dune Part 2. The Dune production has chosen some locations in Italy, and that is the Brian Tomb, designed by Carlo Scarpa. It has that brutalist feel, but it also has a feeling of Zen as well, which is obviously relevant to the Frank Herbert series, with its concept of Zen Sunni. Inside the structure of the location, you can see circular archways similar to what we saw on Caladan, designed for Dune Part 1. Some behind the scenes photos show us the circular motif being a prominent theme for this location, with the addition of more circles to the site by the Dune production themselves. In this photo we can see a circle reminiscent of a sun and added as part of the wall feature, or it could be a screen which hides certain things from view. And of course the circle is a prominent feature in the Dune poster itself because it featured an eclipse. So this mirrors and echoes the symbolism that we are already associating with Dune. This little feature reminds me of a palace. There's also a strange symbol that appears on a wall, and that could be the symbol of House Korino perhaps, even though we have seen that the symbol is a lion's head. Or maybe this is a new symbol for a new house or a new faction? Who knows? It may be nothing, it could be a symbol for the production itself. These things have happened before, where symbols have been mistaken for actual things that would appear in the movie, but were only for production purposes. As I mentioned in some posts that I shared with you, I believed that this location was for the Emperor's Palace on Kaitan of House Korino, where Emperor Shaddam IV, played by Christopher Walken, resides. In these behind the scenes photos, I believe that there will be filming at the bridge and on the inside with the two circles. So this definitely doesn't seem like a Fremen setting. It definitely seems more like a regal palace type setting for the Imperium, for royalty or for a noble house. But another interesting theory I could offer is that this could be some extra scenes for Caladan. The circular archways and the two-circle motif of the Brian Tomb reminds you much more of Caladan than it would for another location. And it seems to fit with the architecture of Caladan itself. So we may get to see some scenes where they go back to Caladan in the past. Perhaps some training scenes with Jessica and Paul, or a conversation between Paul and his father perhaps, which would imply that Oscar Isaac is returning for a scene in Paul's memory. Because after the events of Dune Part 1, it's a shame that we won't get to see Oscar Isaac again unless it is in visions or past memories. So it would be nice to have Oscar Isaac return for one or two scenes. When I initially heard that the Brian Tomb was going to be featured in Dune Part 2, I immediately saw the two-circle motif, and I instantly thought that it would be for Caladan because of the circular features of Caladan already present in Dune Part 1. In other Dune production news, apparently they wanted to film in Florence in the Boboli Gardens, specifically on the outside in the gardens, not on the inside of the gallery itself. But apparently the production was denied permission to film there, so we won't get to see the Boboli Gardens in Dune Part 2. This isn't the first time that film productions have been denied permission to film at the location. The film 6 Underground wanted to film on the outside grounds, but they wanted to use explosions, smokes and bombs, and this could have affected the location itself in the long run, so they were denied permission to film at the location. But I don't think that the Dune film production would have gone that far, and I don't think they would have used bombs or smoke or anything of that nature. I think the problem came down to money, and the price that they were offered to film at the location was too low. It seems that they offered only 150,000 euros, but the location makes more than that in a day. And this 150,000 euro would have covered 5 days of shooting. And apparently other companies offered more money to use the location for less time. So I think at the end of the day it came down to a money issue. We won't get to see the Boboli Gardens in Dune Part 2, but we will get to see the brutalist architecture of Carlo Scarpa and his architecture of the Brian Tomb in Italy. But the location definitely fits in with the brutalist feel of Dune Part 1, so there will be a synergy and a seamlessness between the two films, it seems. But I think it's important to recognise that this is an important move for Italian fans, because there are a lot of Italian Dune fans who follow me and who have interacted with me, and I very much appreciate them, and they seem to be very enthusiastic about Dune, the books and the production. So now, along with locations like Abu Dhabi and Jordan and Norway, now Italy can be added to the list of homes of Dune. So it's very exciting times for Italian fans. I think this shoot could potentially bring more people to the Brian Tomb and increase even more tourism to the location. And I think another factor of why the Boboli Gardens denied permission for Dune to film at the location is because Dune's popularity could grow even bigger, that this will increase a lot of tourism to the location itself, which could be a danger to the actual architecture and history of the location. The more people, the more chance there is for damage. So that's something to take into consideration too. The filming at the Brian Tomb may not actually be for actors to be present, it may just be for location shots that will feature in Dune Part 2. But actual filming with the majority of the cast is going to occur on July 21. So make sure you look out for news on that. So those are my ideas and thoughts that I wanted to share with you about the production and the location of the Brian Tomb for Dune Part 2. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Is this for Caladan, or is this for a completely new planet that we haven't seen yet? Specifically Kaitan and the Emperor's Palace. As the Brian Tomb is a cemetery, perhaps they want to revisit some old concepts that were in Dune Part 1, such as when Paul and his father, Duke Leto, were walking in the cemetery together talking. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll be doing my best to cover the news on Dune, so if you're interested, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. 88% of my viewers are hit and run, so they don't actually subscribe to the channel. So if you do enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate a sub. And just a quick update of my channel, most of the features have been restored. I can now receive thanks on my YouTube videos if you want to show some appreciation, and you can also become a member. So if you were a member before, you can rejoin now, and you won't have lost your previous progress as a supporter. You'll be able to use the custom emojis, and you'll also be able to get news that I cannot share publicly, secret content, and more. Check out some of my other Dune content or some of my other popular culture videos here.